All right, we should be getting connected to YouTube here shortly, hopefully very shortly. It tells me it's connecting, so it should be going pretty quick. And we are live, I think. It's going to wait a couple more seconds and see. Yep, looks like we are live. Now we're using Zoom like we did last week. We may change this because there's no way for me to schedule this in advance. And there's no way for me to put up like custom thumbnails or really descriptions or anything else. So not super useful. I'm going to go ahead and share this to the Facebook group though. I'm going to share the link. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. It is. Let me put it into here. Should be able to go straight in. Maybe. When you're live, everything goes slower, right? So if anybody is on, feel free to start popping in your questions real quick. Let's say, why is the preview taking so long? Okay, there we are. Got that posted in the group. So let me go ahead and talk about real quick what we have been adding into the videos for YouTube. Now, normally Thursdays are going to be our affiliate marketing day. And to be honest, I am just exhausted. So we wanted to talk about affiliate marketing, but I decided, since nobody ever shows up, well, I should say only a couple people show up, that, and hardly anybody has any questions, I wanted to go over some things that could help motivate questions, right? So I'm going to go into, actually I'm going to the playlists here because that'll be more helpful. Ignore the liked videos because that's private and it's mostly my stuff. First of all, if you are somebody who sells Appomise, you're interested in Appomise, we have put up a playlist where we're going to start adding more content related to Appomise. And that's because it's a really good tool. And I think we're going to go ahead and see if we can tap into that for e-commerce as well, and see how well that'll work. We've got a couple of different things we want to be testing over the next few months. In the meantime, I'll teach you some how-tos that I don't see in the training that can be helpful. Then we've got some business tips and resources. I only have one video so far, and that's, how to open a business checking account online. Then social media marketing tips and strategies. These are right now we're lumping that together. Eventually we'll break those out into Facebook and Pinterest, etc. Then we've got this one is our big one. And this is start an online business with no money. So that would be free. Oh, let's pause that. Anyway, so that would be free using, and it doesn't say it here, but it's using basically print on demand and e-commerce. And you can see here, we've got a lot of different videos. And what this does is it walks you through the idea, the concept, how print on demand works, different marketplaces you can go on. This is how, if you want to like, hey, I don't know how to get ideas, here's a video on how to get ideas. And then you're like, I have my ideas. Now, how do I get my images? That if I don't know how to draw, or I don't have, I have no graphic design experience, that's where you get your images. Then this is how you can design it in GIMP, or if you want to do it completely free, or if you have Photoshop and you don't want to learn something new, you can do it in Photoshop. Then we've got print on demand, Printful overview. This is kind of like if you want to brand yourself, we're doing Printful. Then this one is automating file sizes with Power Automate Desktop, right? And then this one specifically with Photoshop. This one is, I should actually move these around. Print on demand with Power Automate. I should move these around. I guess I have to go in there and edit it, but this one's going to be backwards. So Photoshop, and then, I think I did move it, how to upload files to Printful, right? So you can skip the one if you're using Photoshop, you can skip GIMP, but if you're using GIMP, you can skip Photoshop, right? So that's how that goes. And it's, we'll have a couple more added on here with, how to with marketplaces and everything else, but this walks you through the whole thing from start to finish. In fact, I think I'm going to talk about Spoonflower on this tomorrow, because it's a nice one that you can get started selling lots of different things on. So that's that particular playlist that does all that. Selling on Etsy is all about selling on Etsy, different tips and stuff. I'm going to tell you now, I'm not a huge fan of Etsy right now. They're really, really, really making me mad with their selective application and interpretation of policies, which I've read before. But since it didn't happen to me, I thought it was, these people are just crazy and they're just doing something wrong. Well, I didn't do anything wrong, and they applied a policy to me that doesn't apply and said, well, that's it. That's our decision. And I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense. You can't just decide this policy applies to somebody if it doesn't apply to them. You can't just decide that. And they did. They're like, well, sorry, final decision. And so now it hurts my entire business because they've just decided to do that, which is technically against the law. They've breached contracts at the bare minimum. So unfortunately it's Etsy. So what can you do about it, right? Then we got some website setup tips, which I don't think we have too many now, but this one is for setting up your own email. Like if you have your own domain, you want to set up your own email, you can do that. Then this is our services playlist. So if you're like, hey, I sell services, or I want to sell services, I want to learn more about that, that's this whole playlist. And then I add in all of my automation stuff for mostly Power Automate Desktop right now, but we'll eventually do automate. Anything related to automation will go in here so you can see different ways to improve or give you ideas on that. Then video marketing, of course, will come out with more on that. Same with keyword research and affiliate marketing. We keep adding more to. And then as I have this one, I kind of started a mindset one, but I don't do a whole lot on that right now, mostly because I'm, frazzled. And so that would be frazzled mindset things. And then here's our live Q&A recordings. I try to put them all in there. And if I miss one, I apologize, but I try to put them all in there if you want to review them. Then we, of course, so search engine optimization. Didn't I already have one up here? No, I guess not. I only have one in there. Oh man, we got to do a lot more on that one. That's my favorite topic. And then product reviews, right? That goes in there. So those are all different things that you can learn about. You can ask questions about. I don't see any questions so far. So that's kind of it then, I guess. Yeah, I guess. We didn't have any questions coming in the Facebook group. If you have questions and you want to post in the Facebook group for next week, I'll go ahead and put it into the chat. Little Biz resources. That's just in case you want to post it in there for next week. And yeah, I guess that's going to be it for today. It won't be very long, unfortunately, but oh, wait, they have somebody in the chat here. Oh, Marjorie. No, we're not going to be doing Zoom each week. Thanks for asking that though. Marjorie, the only reason why I did Zoom was to try to connect it back in with YouTube because the Streamlabs wasn't working right. But since I can't do half of what I want to do, I think we're going to end up having to go back to Streamlabs. And I'm just going to have to figure out why that's not connecting right. Yeah. So for those who want to figure out how to live stream, there are a lot of different ways to do that. And we'll probably have to talk about that one time. I've tested almost every single product, and there's not one that's better than the other so far. And, we used StreamYard, which was nice, but you have to go through a lot of your own setup on the audio. Zoom is nice because it's all set up, but when you try to stream to YouTube, as an example, you'll see that in the video, which is on the main page here. So on the live part of the video, please don't be loud. It's a little delayed. You'll see it. It has Zoom right here, right? And I'm like, well, I'd like to have my logo there. Well, I can't because I go through like a corporate account. Oh, I didn't mean to close that. So anyway, so Marjorie, yeah, we'll have to keep playing with it and figure it out. Then we'll be experts at it at every single one of these, right? So we did StreamYard, we did Streamlabs OBS, which is, if you do regular OBS, you have the same challenges. And with Streamlabs, we can send data to, we can send it to, sorry, I have a really bad headache too. We can send the data to YouTube and or Facebook. We could pay and have it go to two, but the problem we were having with the Streamlabs was that for some reason it's not picking up the microphone right. And I keep having to disconnect it and reconnect it. And that doesn't make any sense because it doesn't have that. It's never had that problem before. So there could be something that got updated with Microsoft that needs to change. And, they keep doing updates. So it might be a couple months before it gets fixed. Setting up Google Analytics. Not yet. That's one we should definitely put on there. Setting up Google, I'm writing it down, Analytics. Yeah, it's actually super easy nowadays. So that would definitely be worth it. So I'll go ahead and put that, maybe I'll put that on for this weekend's video, like Saturday's video or something, because Google Analytics is really good to have. In fact, like I said, I do have it set up. I can tell you how to set it up, Marjorie, but I cannot tell you how to read it. It's like, yeah, you can read it and it's actually not too bad to understand, but like it's supposed to work a certain way and it's working like extra. And so I got to look and see if I just set it up wrong or something. But yeah, setting it up, connecting it usually is really easy. Just depends on what platform you're on. I'm assuming now, Marjorie, do you have WordPress? Are you using WordPress? I ask because that could, okay, yes, WordPress. Yeah, I'm just going to focus it on how to do it with WordPress because they do have a couple of plugins that you can use, but I've used like 2 different plugins and they both ended up breaking. And when you went in for the FAQ, they're like, oh yeah, Google just disconnected our thing and we don't know when we'll be back, but keep us on here for these other 15 reasons that you're probably not using us for. So I ended up just connecting directly, and that's probably the best way. So I'll go ahead and set that up for this weekend. So otherwise, Marjorie, are you running into any challenges? Do you have any questions at all or anything? I know you guys can't see maybe I should bring the chat over here so you guys can see the chat. Go back into YouTube for a second. Oh, good. Client work. That's good. Your channel right here. Yeah, that's really good that client work is good. Yeah. So are you still doing stuff on Etsy or having problems with that at all or anything? I was lamenting earlier about how Etsy's being a total pain for me. But I know we had talked about once that you were working on videos for your product still. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to work. So as kind of a tease is that my sister and I have been talking about this, I don't know for how many years, but there is a way that you can set up basically a marketplace style website through WordPress. And it requires a special plugin and everything. And I looked into it and I was like, I don't know how much effort I want to put into this. But now with Etsy shutting down accounts when they instantly get open, slapping policy violations when they're not really policy violations, and otherwise, doing things that you have no recourse, right? There's nothing you can do. You have to file suit or arbitration against them in order to get them to even pay attention. And that's not right. Right. And so I'm like, you know what? We may never be an Etsy size marketplace, but a marketplace is still a great idea and a great way to combine people. So as a little sneak peek, we're going to be trying to put that together, probably not in time for Christmas, but maybe for next year. So people, that isn't going to take you off of Etsy. I still encourage you to be on Etsy, but that way you have a backup, right? You have a place that you can send people to, oh, hey, they stopped. Let me send my customers here then. Or they can, and I don't know about integrations yet or anything else, because Etsy really doesn't like to integrate with other places. That's them, right? They don't want to be at all easy to use. They want to be, oh, everybody here is unique, but then they penalize you for things that don't exist. So, and again, I was saying this earlier, I thought people were making that up, but when it happens to you and there's no recourse, there's nothing you can do, they just say, sorry, that's our final decision. We don't care if it's legit or not. That's a bunch of crap. So yeah, that's I don't know, maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. We'll give it a try and see how it goes. So, well, Marjorie, I have a really bad headache. So if you don't have any questions at all, I think I'm going to end it and we can have a head start at our other things tonight, huh? Okay. Thanks. Sorry, Marjorie. It's been a very, very, very weird day. So thanks for coming on, Marjorie. And we will, I don't know, I'll try to send out information next week what we're doing. It's just, I keep testing it and I can't find the best solution yet. So we'll keep testing and keep trying and we'll get there eventually. So thanks again for coming, and I will talk to you guys all next time. If you have any questions in the meantime, hop into the Facebook group, post them on any of the videos, or come live next